Hello. So I just filmed this video and I realized it was almost an hour long, and it was kind of hard to talk because I cried a lot. Now that I've said what I had to say out loud, I'm gonna make this video again, and hopefully I can control my emotions a little bit better and it's a little bit easier to explain things, more simplified, because that was really long. So you're gonna see the title of this video and you're just gonna be like, why? Why are you talking about this again? Clearly, I did not learn my lesson after the first time I have dealt with this. And what I've come to realize is that it's not your fault if you're being abused, by people that you can't necessarily escape, like people that have taken care of you. But if you can leave, you have to leave, and it only gets worse from there. And another thing I've learned is abuse comes in different forms from different people, and you can't just look for the certain signs that a certain person did, because you're going to miss out on all the other red flags just because that other person that you are looking for their behavior patterns, what am I trying to say? Don't just expect things to be a certain way because a certain person acted that way. Everybody is different. Everybody's got different things to deal with. So I want to start off this video by saying I do not mean anybody harm that I'm speaking about in this video. And unfortunately, I know the two people that I'm mentioning in this video are most likely going to watch this. I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I absolutely hate hurting people. That's not the reason I made this video. I'm not trying to make anybody hate themselves. I'm making this video because I want people to have a better understanding on abuse and possibly why it might be happening to them in a reoccurring fashion. Because, like I said, this isn't the first, this isn't the second, this is the third relationship I've been in that has been abusive, where I'm taken advantage of and stepped all over and treated like garbage. So, my hair looks fucking stupid. I don't even care. So, like I said, I'm not mentioning anybody's names. I'm going to give everybody a letter. I'm going to give you a backstory because honestly, I think when you think back on your life to your early childhood, it really helps you figure out a few things as to why this keeps happening. So, as a child, there was a person in my life that I could not, unfortunately, avoid. I'm going to call this person Person A. Now, this person was a bully. I just don't think that this person ever really understood me. I was born a sensitive person. Everybody is born a certain way, and then they're hurt and become a certain way. Well, I've always been sensitive. Since I was born, that's who I am. I've always been a creative person. I've always been a sensitive person. I know, like, in my soul, that is who I am. So, this person really never understood me. They always tried to force tough love on me. I mean, they were abusive, very much so, emotionally, mentally, and even physically a little bit. Probably not as bad as some people that I know. And I'm just saying right now, everybody's life is difficult and everybody has problems. And I'm not trying to make mine seem like they're worse than everyone else's, or we're all people here. So I'm just explaining my experience because I have a feeling that people that go through the experiences I'm going through now most likely have had a similar childhood. So I was always made to feel like I was not good enough. No matter how hard I tried to make this person happy, it was never enough. It was always like, I'm stupid, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I literally hated myself, and I tried so hard for years to make this person love me, and eventually it just grew into hatred, and I started to just really hate this person. But as a child, I was very scared and alone and sensitive, and I needed this other person around, but they had things to do, obligations, and they couldn't always be around. So I'd always call them up crying and be like, please come home, I'm scared. I was a very scared person as a child, and I was forced to do things. I was always, shut up, computer. I was always forced to believe and listen to these certain things that were irrational, and I'd try to question it, and it was always like because I said so. There was never a rational reason, and I had always tried so hard to be rational, and it was just never enough. It honestly felt like I was never loved. I just don't think this person understood what they put me through. And I know they're going to watch this probably, and this is something I've really honestly never told them because, like I said, I grew to resent them over the years, and this person tries to talk to me now and tries to support me now, and I can't even talk to them because I get upset, and I'm like, how can you be nice to me now after everything you've hurt me? And it's so hard to talk to somebody that's abused you so much and pretty much caused you to fall into this bad pattern of abuse. Like, I'm not going to say that they're the reason I am the way I am, because technically I am the reason the way I am, and like how I choose to make best of situations is who I am. But obviously this person's has shaped my behavioral patterns, and it took me a really long time till right today when I realized that what I had to do pretty much to stop these situations from continuing. So yeah, so usually people who get trapped into these abusive relationships over and over are people who are very empathetic and people who have a difficult time seeing other people's ill intentions, because as a child and as an adult, my entire life as a human being, I have always wanted to make people happy. I have always hated conflict. I've always just wanted to help people. That's who I am. I want to help people. I always felt helpless, though, as a person myself, because no matter what I would try to do, no matter how much logic I presented to this person, it was just like, nope, you're wrong, I'm right, and it hurt. It hurt so much, it's just like there's nothing you can do. This person was stubborn, they were set in their ways, and they didn't want to hear anything because I'm a child. So what does a child know, I was a very smart kid, but, I was never heard and I was never understood. It was always pushing and pushing against me. So anyways, so I have another video explaining my last abusive relationship, and I thought that I knew, like, the signs. I'm like, all right, I know what the fuck to look out for now. Unfortunately, as I said previously, people are all different. So there were different signs this time around, and even though they put up red flags in my mind, once again, I tried to rationalize and say, well, this is just who this person is, and they definitely care about me, unlike the last person, and they're showing me who they are and showing me that they're vulnerable, so they're not like a complete fucking like robot person like my last fucking ex-boyfriend. So I was like, this person is cool. They have problems, but so do I, so I'm gonna try to make it right. And what I've realized now is, like, I think it's the fact that I could not fix my situation as a child and growing up, and it was like a lost cause, and I gave up on it. So it's like I looked almost subconsciously for somebody that reminded me of person A, because then maybe I could grab control of the situation and make it better, and I could make this person love me, since I couldn't make person A ever love me. And it was a very unhealthy mindset. So through the years, I kept attracting people who would take advantage of me. They always seemed kind at first, always showing me red flags, and I'd always blind myself to it, because I told myself, I'm going to be the reason that this person thinks differently, because they're always the victim when they come to me. Like, everybody treats me terribly, and I'm always like, I'm going to be that person that treats you, my hair is really pissing me off, that treats you right. And I always felt guilty if I were to leave, like, that, like, this person, like, was never treated right, and I need to be that person for them. Like, I'm not going to give up on this person. So I always just stick with these people that are very, very bad for me. So this time around, I'm just going to give you guys a really short synopsis. This time around, since I was looking for signs of this person B, we're going to call him, I was trying to look for signs of person B acting like, we'll call him person C, the other boyfriend that I made a video about. I was just looking to see if he was acting like the other guy, and he wasn't. So I was like, all right, I guess we're in the clear. This guy really cares about me, and he seemed like he did at first a lot. Like, he was always like, I'm always here for you, and he would always give me advice, and when I would get upset and sensitive, like, he'd give me all this motivation, like, you can do anything, Kelsey, like, you're amazing at everything you do. So this time I thought, like, this was a supportive, loyal person that I had, and still had some issues from my last relationship with person C. So I wasn't fully trusting now because I was scared that everything was just going to be one big lie again like it was last time. So we had a good relationship at first, but it had moved very quickly, and there were so many little red flags, just little things that he's told me, and I should have fucking known that this was going to turn out to be something very, very bad and dangerous, and it did. So some of the things that he would tell me was like that he didn't want to meet my guy friends because he felt like if they were more masculine or more hairy or bigger than him, that it was gonna hurt his pride. And so I didn't want to I didn't know what to do about like my guy friends because he didn't want to meet them. So he would say like, oh no, it's cool, like if you want to chill with them, like you do that, but like I just don't want to be there because if somebody says something the wrong way to me, I'm gonna crack them in the face. And I'm like, all right, I mean, I really wish you could meet my friends, so at least you're not, because he would tell me he had trust issues too. So I'm like, I'm trying to like get you to trust me because I'm a trustworthy, loyal person, and it's like I will do anything to help prove that if that's what you need. I just want to help. So stuff like that, it was just problematic. We were in a bad situation where he was limited in time and he was staying with somebody and he only had like a month, and he was saving up his money at his job that I also worked at, which also became a problem. And he wasn't trying to save his money for an apartment. He just kept spending money on me and like going out to dinner and then like bringing it up like as a joke, like, oh, well, I bought you dinner, like just doing stuff for me just to like say that he did something good to me or for me, even though it's just money, you know, like I appreciate it, but I didn't need it. And he needed to save money to get an apartment or a room. And I would tell him, get a room, get an apartment. And there was always an excuse. Get a license, there's always an excuse. And what I'm starting to realize is I think he just wanted me to move out with him because he asked me like a month into my relationship if I could move out with him. And I was scared because that was just so soon. I'm like, I don't really even know you like that. I mean, like, we're close, I guess, but, you know, it's only been a fucking month. Like, this is it. That started to freak me out a little bit, but I was like, you know, I guess he just really loves me and really cares about me, so I guess I understand, and he's in a bad situation, and I just wanted to help. So I started to become more and more responsible for this kid's life. I would have to drive him to work, we'd have work together, we'd take breaks together, we literally did everything together, and it started to get to the point where I really wasn't seeing much of my friends. I only got to see my one best friend, because that's all I had time to do. And one day he leaves his phone. Well, he left his phone, not his phone, his Facebook Messenger on my phone, like logged in for maybe like 2 weeks. And I never looked at it because I trusted him. And he told me I can look at it if I wanted to. I just chose not to. And one day, I don't know why, I just decided like, yo, I'm just going to look. But like, I know I'm not going to find anything. Well, I found some conversations that really just sketched me out. And I started to freak out because I was like, this is not happening again. This is not happening again. I didn't know what to do, so like a normal human being, I went to my best friend about it. I didn't think this was going to be a problem. Like, I just needed somebody to talk to, and I was scared, and I didn't know how to confront the situation because, once again, I'm terrible at confronting things because my whole fucking childhood was me trying to confront things and then being screamed at or hit, or I was scared, you know. I'm scared of confrontation for that reason, and I have so many reasons to be. So I talked to my best friend about it, and, you know, she told me I should talk to him. So I decided to go over his house and, well, his apartment, and I went and told him what I saw, and he just gets up and starts screaming at me. And the reason he was screaming at me wasn't even because I looked in his phone, apparently. That's what he says. He says it was because I talked to my best friend about it before talking to him. And that's such a bad sign. That's such a red flag. Because you need to have friends that you can talk to. And if you can't handle that, like, why are you so concerned about what these people think about you? Like, are you guilty of something? Like, you shouldn't be this mad. Like, he was screaming, and he told me to get the fuck out of his apartment, and he was storming around, and I got really upset, and I was so upset that, like, I didn't know what to do, and I felt, like, scared and kind of frozen, and I just got mad. I took a pillow and I fucking like tossed it. Not that hard either. Like it was pretty light. Like I just tossed it because I don't even want to break anything when I'm mad. I'm like, when I'm mad, I'll like rip a piece of paper in half, like, because I don't want to, I don't want to like cause a fucking ruckus, but I'm mad, you know? So I was upset because I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I'm fucking sorry. I talked to my friend. Like, I didn't, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how is this being turned around on me right now? Like, what the fuck? These goddamn conversations were kind of fucked up. Like, there's no reason that this should be turned around on me. So I was mad and I threw the pillow and it went near him. It didn't even hit him. And he got up in my fucking face and started screaming at me, telling me if I tried to hit him with the pillow, I honestly thought I was going to get punched in the fucking face. And I should have left that day. I know I should have left that day and I regretted so much. But I didn't, because then he decided to be like, let me look through the conversations and pretty much turn it around on me so I look paranoid. And he's like, this is a fucking joke. Like, how do you not see? This is always how I joke around with people. Like, he's just like, you want me to fucking block this girl? I'll block her right now. And he was just being so angry and defensive, and that was such a fucking terrible, terrible, terrible bad sign. You should never be with somebody that scares you where they're screaming in your face, ever. Just leave immediately. Leave. It's so bad. It only gets worse from there. And for me, it did get worse. You know, I was never hit, but you know, things got a lot worse. So things would progress over time after that. Like, his trust in me like started to go away, even though literally all I did was just look at his fucking messages that he told me I could look at. You know, it's not like I like, obviously, you know, it wasn't the best thing for me to do. I still had some trust issues to work out, but you know, it's not the fucking end of the world. There was no reason to be screaming at me like that. There was just no fucking reason. I get mad and I don't scream at people like that ever, and I'm mad sometimes. So anyways, where was I going with this? Sorry, my brain is, I'm trying to do this all in one take. Okay. So he just starts getting like pushing, and then it's to the point now that he is living with his friend, and he's telling me that the only reason he's here in New Jersey is because of me, that he could have moved back like with his mom, but like he would rather like sleep in my car than have to go back and like we not see each other. So like he made himself seem like he cares so much about me that like he'd literally be homeless to be around me, and like that made me think that he cared a lot, which in reality I think he was just like manipulating me, because he really could have just saved money and gotten a room, but he decided to like try to push his luck and keep asking me to move out with him. Eventually he kept pushing me to do it, that I agreed, even though I honestly like didn't want to, but I just felt like I had no choice. So I agreed and to move out with him eventually, like in a few months. And eventually I told him like I don't think I'm ready, and he got really upset with me and really mad. And so we had another argument where he bought me a video game, and I posted about it on Instagram, and he got really mad because I mistakenly called the Xbox of my free Xbox, because my dad just got a free Xbox, but I was technically playing on his Xbox for like another 3 days before I got the game. So like he was just mad that I called it like my free Xbox. Like I wasn't even you know, I was just talking about like, come on, man. It shouldn't have, this, like, I didn't understand this argument at all. It didn't make sense. Then he started bringing up, like, how I was dressing, and, like, how, like, sending me pictures that I posted of myself, being like, yeah, you're putting out vibes out there. And then when I told him he was being controlling, he flipped out, and he said that was the worst thing that he could ever be called, worse than being cheated on. How is being called like something that you're acting like worse than being cheated on? I don't understand. That to me just like, it spoke to me like I care more about what people think about who I am than, you know, how people actually treat each other. Like, are you fucking serious? So red flags again. I was kind of in my head like, this is bad, but I don't even know how to leave, because now he's fucking like sleeping in my car half the time, like always with me all the time. He works in my job. I'm his ride. He doesn't have anybody to bring him back to where he used to live. So now I feel fucking trapped. I literally felt trapped. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. And of course I still I still loved him, obviously, but you know, I was most of the time just feeling pretty trapped. Couldn't talk to my friends about it because I was scared to, because he flipped out on me that one time and started screaming in my fucking face. So then I'm isolating myself from my friends. I would try to talk to them, and then I'd be like, never mind, and I'd get scared. I didn't want to mention it. I didn't, because he would look at my phone sometimes. Hypocritical. I would like block people for him. I had to block one of my best friends because I dated him for like 3 weeks, like 4 years ago, and we've always been friends other than that. So like, it's just stupid ass shit like this. So it just got more and more controlling. He would go and like tell everybody that he doesn't care. Like if I hang out with guys, like if I'm gonna cheat on him, I'm gonna do it. And then so what? The last argument, he also called me stupid and was like harassing me and blowing up my phone, and he was being really crazy. So I told him if he ever calls me stupid again or anything like that, like, we're done. And this last argument, we were having a great day the day before. My friend texts me and like the night, morning, whatever. I get it in the morning, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing tomorrow?" Haven't seen this kid since before we started dating, and I was really excited to see him. And since my boyfriend said that it was perfectly okay if I hang out with guys, I thought everything was gonna be okay. So I say it really respectfully, nicely. I'm trying not to start an argument so badly because I don't want to argue. I fucking hate arguing. Every time I try to bring up valid points, though, he'd be like, "Why are you arguing?" But he would like always start an argument, and it was so confusing. I was like, "What the fuck? I can't get through to this person. Like, stop arguing if I had anything to say." But like, he could yell at me for stuff that doesn't make sense and cause an argument. But I can't say what I feel, which is completely rational and makes complete sense. It made no sense to me. So he freaked the fuck out, and I was trying to be calm too. Like, I kept going with it. Like, he'd be like, "All right, have fun," and I'd be like, "Okie dokie," because I'm like, I'm not fucking feeding into this argument. I'm not doing it. Kept going and going until I leave my phone for 5 minutes. I come back and he calls me a fucking cunt. He says I'm trying to make him jealous by bringing this up, even though I'm trying to be respectful because, he doesn't want to hang out with my friends because he doesn't want to meet them. So, I'm trying to make plans with them because they're my fucking friends and I care about them. So it was when he called me a fucking cunt, I decided that the shit was over. Like, I'm so done. I refuse to let anybody disrespect me like that again. I've given this kid so many chances. And, yeah, things got really scary after that. I hung out with my friend, and we sat here and talked literally about this entire relationship. I tried to be mad calm about it. He even helped me pack some of the shit into a bag, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go fucking break up with him now. Like, wish me some fucking luck. And I go to pick this kid up from work, because even though I'm about to break up with him, I'm still doing him a favor. I'm still picking him up from work every day, still buying him food all the time, and helping him out as much as I can. And I go to pick him up. I'm 10 minutes late because I was taking my time grabbing all his stuff because, I gotta make sure I got everything before, because I don't want to have to deal with him again. I ended up leaving a whole suitcase in my closet, so I'll get to that. So when I come to pick him up, he gets to my car, violently opens the door, slams it behind him, starts yelling at me, telling him that he was waiting all night. He was literally waiting 10 minutes, telling me he's waiting in the fucking cold, and he just starts screaming at me. So I just stopped him, and I was like, I just hope you know right now, we are not dating anymore, because I had to take control of the situation. I was scared, and he was screaming. I can't deal with screaming. I cannot deal with that. I don't deserve that. I try so hard to be peaceful and kind and help, and I'm not getting screamed at. So he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm fucking leaving. Apparently his phone was dead, so I was like worried about him, because I'm like, even though he's screaming at me and I'm scared, I'm still like, does he have a ride back to his friend's house that he was staying at? Like, how am I gonna help him? But like, at the same time, I'm scared. Like, what if I get killed? Like, I don't know this person that is acting like this in front of me right now. Like, I don't know this side of, like, it scared me. I just literally didn't know what to do. I was scared. So I start driving away because he's like, just fucking leave. So I was like, I guess I'm fucking leaving then. So I started driving away, and he's like, what the fuck? And he starts running in front of my car, and he's like in front of my car, like waving me the fuck down. He gets in my car, and he just starts like yelling and crying, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. He's like, I have nothing. I did everything for you. I did everything at work today. Nobody helped me with anything. I have nothing. And he was like pulling like every guilt card possible, and I was like, he was screaming at me in my face, and I just told him, like, if you don't stop right now, I will call the cops on you. Please calm the fuck down. Like, that's sad. I shouldn't have to. I was scared, honestly. Like, I don't know. At that moment, I didn't know if I was going to get, like, punched in the face. I didn't know if I was going to get, like, veered off the fucking road. I didn't know if he was going to jump out of my car while I was driving. Like, I don't know. He was so mentally unstable. I was fucking terrified. I was literally scared for my life. Like, for all I know, he could have literally tried to kill me. I don't know. at that point when you're acting like that, I just don't know what you're capable of. But all his stuff was in the back of my car because, like I said, I was taking care of him. And so I tried to drive him back, and he kept fucking telling me to pull over because he was going to throw up. And he's like trying to control the situation. And I'm like, please, we're going to be at your friend's house in fucking 8 minutes. Calm the fuck down. And he's like, pull over there. And I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck that goes. Like, please stop. And he just kept telling me to pull over. So eventually I just pulled into like the parking lot of the mall. And I was just like, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, I don't even want to look at you. And he's like, please. He's like trying to hold my hand. He's like, please, Kelsey, just like, can you comfort me? I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I literally don't want to talk to you right now. I don't even want to look at you. Like, I wasn't even looking at him. He's like trying to touch my chin, like trying to like make me look at him. Like, don't fucking touch me. That shit fucking scared me. I just didn't know like what the fuck I was dealing with anymore. I was terrified. And yeah, eventually I drove him back to his fucking house. And he calls up his mom, and he told everybody like that I cheated on him, when in reality, like, I'm literally just sitting here talking to my friend, like having a fucking conversation like a normal human being, because not everybody that just has a guy friend wants to cheat. And I've made that so clear that I hate cheating more than anything in the world. Why would I do the thing I hate? Do you think I'm that much of a fake piece of shit? Like, is that how your mind works? Like, are you fake like that? Probably, since you care so much about what people think. These are just my thoughts going on. So I'm like, oh my fucking god. So yeah, that is my story with that. And then this weirdest part about it was, like, I had to bring his luggage back the next day, and he was acting so different and calm, like a different person, like how he was when I met him. He even, like, he was looking really like disgruntled and stuff for like months. Like, his hair is all messy and he's getting all hairy. He knows I don't like that. And that day when I came to bring him back the luggage, he like had his hair all nice, and he was like, oh, it's cool, I'm gonna move away with my ex-girlfriend and my friend, some guy that tried to fuck her while they were dating. And he was like, we're gonna move to California, it's all right, Kelsey, don't cry. And he was like just trying to like make himself feel like he was okay and everything was fine, not to worry, because he just wanted me to cry. He wanted to feel like he had power over me, because he would always tell me that he just loved like being powerful, and like money is power, and if he had money he would like take shit on people's desks and like throw money at people and like laugh at people. And like, that shouldn't be a reason you should ever want money. You should want to help people with it, like. So I realized so many things, like I all these little connections, like, and it just made me realize, like, this person just like wanted to control me. They wanted power over me, and they couldn't get it, so they would do anything necessary and change their personality completely overnight. Within an hour, within a minute, they would change like that. It's like they just did everything they could to make me like stay or feel a certain way, and it's just so crazy that people do this. So yeah, I'm just saying, I'm leaving it at that. But like, I mean, I think his friends think I like cheated on him and all this fucking stuff. In reality, like, I know I was the victim here, but one thing that I know I'm doing wrong is allowing this behavior to keep happening. So I made this video because I want people to know, like, it's not okay to deal with this kind of stuff, and you have to leave for yourself. As soon as somebody starts scaring you like that, it's only going to get worse. It only gets worse. It never gets better. You can't fix people. You can't control a situation with somebody that emotionally unstable. It just doesn't work. And what I realize is I just jump into things too quickly, and I get excited. I follow my passion, and I feel passionately about this person because they seem to be the same way. And it just turns out that like this is just an act, and this is what I come to find with all of these people. It's always an act, and it hurts because I've been myself, and I've been true, and I've been real the whole time. And all I've gotten back from people is like an act to control me and manipulate me, and like as if I'm their fucking possession. I'm my own person. These people have never once like actually understood what I told them. When I really go into depth about myself, I don't feel that they're listening, and that shit sucks. So yes, I want people to realize like where this comes from. Like for me, it was just this person in my life, in my childhood, never loving me, and me always trying to make them happy. So I guess I looked for it somewhere else. And that's really not good. So I just wanted to make this video to let people know, like, you need to really dig deep and find the problem, or it's going to keep happening, because this is a reoccurring thing. And I'm saying right now, this will never happen again. I will never date somebody like this ever again. And I just want people to know that you can stop this cycle from happening, but you need to figure out why it's happening, and just don't let it happen again. Leave when there's warning signs. Don't put up with this kind of behavior. It's just fucking volatile. It's disgusting. And you deserve better than that. If you're anything like me and you really care about people, you should be with somebody that actually cares about you. And people that actually care about you will understand you, because they'll be listening to you. And if somebody doesn't understand you, and you're trying so hard to get someone to get you, like, to understand you for your entire relationship, you got to realize, like, they've never been listening. They don't see you as your own person with your own views, your own morals. They just see you as something they need to control and have power over. Like, you're a part of them. Like, they see themselves so high and mighty that they don't realize that you're just a person too. So, yeah, I just wanted to make this video. Maybe it'll help somebody get to the root of the problem, because it's just going to keep happening until you figure it out. Just really, like, look back to your childhood. I don't go to therapists. I had to figure this shit out on my own. I never trusted, like, therapy. I never trusted pharmaceuticals. I don't trust medication. I don't take anything. I used to, and it just made me worse. And I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that we have these lives that we have because we chose to have these lives. Like, we chose to pick these certain kinds of abusive parents so we could learn something. And part of my life lesson, which I understand now, is to learn to find myself in here, and to trust myself, to love myself. I don't need anybody to love me, and that's what I've been trying to do my whole life. And I realize it now, and it's such a simple concept. People always say, like, you don't need anyone. And yes, I know that, but it wouldn't stop the feeling that I still felt like I did. And now I understand, I truly understand, that I do not need anybody, and nobody in this world needs anybody. At the end of the day, all you have is you, yourself, your intuition, your passions, your soul, your heart. Nobody can take that away from you if you don't let them. And I will never allow this kind of behavior into my life. What I've realized is I have to learn how to say no to people, create boundaries, and if they step these boundaries, I cannot keep giving more chances. You can't keep giving these kind of people more chances. They only get worse because they see that you allow it. Like I said, you're only going to get what you allow. And if your parents or something abuse you and you can't get out of that situation, unfortunately, it's really hard to deal with. Once you can move out and be on your own, you can really start becoming your own person and understanding the root of things and why you are the way you are. And that's how you heal from it. Everybody's wounded in some way. And what I've realized with life is it moves in a circle where you are born and you are you. You are your pure soul. As a baby, that is who you are. And as you're nurtured, you are wounded or afflicted in some way. And in life, your lesson is to learn how to reverse that and become your true self again. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I really hope you guys find who you are deep inside, like in your soul. Okay? So I hope this helps somebody out there, because that is why I do everything I do. And I know it in my soul that this is why I was brought here. To learn some things, but to help other people, because everybody needs some help. And unfortunately, I couldn't help these types of people, but I did the best that I could, and I don't regret it. I just wish I didn't spend so much time trying to fix something that doesn't want to be fixed. So, have a great day, guys. Love you. Oh, shit. I thought I ended this.